Hello there, and thank you for clicking on this video. So today we are going to talk about a show that I absolutely used to love. It is a show that you cannot just mindlessly watch. You have to sit down and turn your brain on, and you wouldn't mind that. It has a great cast, a captivating story, and Raymond Reddington, he is undoubtedly one of the best characters in the world. But why am I saying that I don't enjoy it as much anymore? Well, there are a few reasons that we're going to explore in this video, but let me first tell you that if you are into reviews, reactions, Riverdale, Cobra Kai, Marvel, Star Wars, pop culture, news, whatever you can think of, then this is the channel for you, and maybe, just maybe, go check it out and maybe subscribe. Why not? It's free, you know? Anyways, so this video is going to be divided in the following parts. First, we are going to talk about what is the Blacklist. Afterwards, we are going to talk about the story and the constant twists and turns. Afterwards, we are going to talk about Elizabeth Keen. Next is Raymond Reddington. Afterwards, we're going to talk about the other characters. And last but not least, the future of the Blacklist. Obviously, there is a spoiler alert. If you're not up to speed or you want to watch the show, then just don't watch the video, or do watch it if you like spoilers, you know. Okay, so what is the show about? The Blacklist is the story of this notorious crime lord, the concierge of crime. He is on the #1 spot on everybody's list. Interpol, FBI, CIA, everybody wants to catch him. He's so bad, he is so evil. His name is Raymond Reddington, and despite everything, we love him. So what is the Blacklist? As I said, it is the story of the concierge of crime, Raymond Reddington. One day he decides to turn himself in, so he goes into the FBI or CIA, I cannot tell them apart, and he gives up. He says, come, catch me. But obviously it's not all black and white. He says there is a criminal that is going to do something bad in the US, and I'm going to help you catch him. His only condition is that, of course, he gets a plea deal and that he will only speak to an agent called Elizabeth Keen. So after they catch this criminal that Raymond points them to, he says, well, actually, this is just the first of my list. What list? Well, of course, the Blacklist. The Blacklist is a list that contains the names of every notorious criminal on the planet Earth, even the ones that nobody knows about. And I must say that every criminal on that list is a freaking genius, and good job for, you know, making such unique and interesting criminals. So why is Elizabeth Keen so special? Who is she? Well, 8 seasons in, we still do not know. So obviously the Blacklist is about the task force that is formed because of Raymond and the Blacklist, essentially. So let's talk about the story and the constant twists. As I said, who is Elizabeth Keen? Well, that is the problem. We still don't quite know. She was adopted when she was a young girl, and in 8 seasons, we still don't know quite much about her. In 8 seasons, she has been looking for answers that she hasn't yet received. I think 1 or 2 seasons ago, it was revealed that her mother, her biological mother, was actually alive, and actually she came into the picture. But in episode 21, spoiler alert, this is actually not her mother, of course. The only thing we know about her mother is that her name is Katerina Rostova, and she's Russian. She was a Russian agent that we still don't exactly know what her deal is and what the relationship to Reddington is. Well, in episode 21, obviously, if you have watched that, so many things were revealed, but then again, can we believe anything? And that is the problem with the Blacklist, because episode after episode, we don't get any revelation, we don't get any truth, we don't get anything. It is just lie after lie. And even if we think we know something. In the next episode, we are going to learn that it was all a lie. Also, the story is so convoluted, you don't know where it is going. In general, the show is very, very clever. You have to turn your brain on. You cannot just mindlessly watch, because the show shows you so many things. There are so many hints and clues. In a show like that, plot twists are welcomed. But you know, every season we look to a big, huge revelation that either never comes or it never pays off, because in the next season, or actually in the next episode, or actually at the end of that episode, we learn that everything that we just saw was a lie. Whenever we do learn something, it never leads anywhere, and this bothers me. It annoys me so much, because yes, plot twists are great, mystery is great, but not when 8 seasons in and we have no freaking idea about who Reddington is, about who Elizabeth really is. We know nothing. As I said, plot twists are great, but not when you have them every episode and they don't pay off. Nothing ever really of importance happens. Even in episode 21, that apparently we learned everything, I'm not even sure if we really learned anything, because most of the things we already kind of knew, and the new things that we learned at this point is like, are you even saying the truth right now? Can we believe you? I don't know. The story of Elizabeth and Reddington is so convoluted, and I'm just annoyed by it. Of course, we can have an episode 40 minutes of Reddington just telling a story because he's so entertaining. But when you have, you know, his relationship with Elizabeth, you know, Wrestler and Cooper and the other characters, then it gets more complicated, and eventually the story needs to lead somewhere. But for 8 seasons, as I said, nothing happens. Which brings me to my next point, Elizabeth Keen. Apparently, the actress is going to leave the show after the 8th season, and this came out of nowhere. I really am not part of the Blacklist fandom on internet. I don't know if there's many people that watch the show. Apparently they are, but there is not much hype, so I don't know what the fandom is saying, but apparently many other people didn't like the character of Elizabeth Keen, and I guess some are saying that it is our fault that the actress is leaving. And I don't know, when it comes to blaming the fans for everything, I'm not a fan of that. But at the end of the day, we do have to separate the actress, the actor, from the character. I think that the actress did a great job with Elizabeth, but the character gets worse and worse with every episode. Why? Well, for me, Elizabeth Keen has always been the good, warm-hearted, compassionate person. She has always been the balance to Reddington. She has been always the good guy, and Reddington has always been the bad guy. I recently watched a video talking about Elizabeth Keen exit, and the reviewers were saying that, you know, well, yes, there is a lot of hate when it comes to Elizabeth. Well, at the end of the day, Elizabeth and Reddington are both very complicated characters. Both of them are not bad, both of them are good. But in my opinion, Reddington has always been the bad guy and Elizabeth has always been the good guy. Of course, do they do good and bad stuff? Of course, but at the end of the day, at its core, Reddington is the bad guy and Elizabeth is the good guy. But as I said, in the last few seasons, this has changed. Elizabeth has become so evil and bad. She doesn't care about anyone or anything. She herself got her husband killed. Well, actually, he got himself killed because of her, because she couldn't stop digging. And she kind of got her grandfather killed. She doesn't care about any of her friends, any of her fellow agents, that apparently they're all one big family, but nobody really cares about anybody. Elizabeth almost got a girl killed because she didn't want to talk to Reddington. This is not how the character of Elizabeth Keen was and is supposed to be. Of course, she did some bad things at the beginning, but in general, she was a good character. She was a good person. But now she became so bad and so evil that I'm just annoyed by that, because she makes the worst decisions ever. She says she does that in the name of truth and the name of, her family, her mother. But no. At some point, she had a husband and a child, and she could have made the decision to, live her life. But no, we're going to go after Reddington, even if we know that Reddington is basically untouchable. I read a comment saying something like, yes, this doesn't seem like something Elizabeth Keane would do, but it's more or less the script needs her to do those things so the story can go on. And I get that, I agree with that, but at the end of the day, you cannot just fundamentally change a character because the story has to go on. I would rather have the story end with season 5 or something, instead of just butchering the character to the point where the actress wants to leave because she cannot stand the hate anymore, So let's talk about the greatest character of them all, Raymond Reddington. The character of Raymond Reddington has always been a big mystery. Apparently now he is someone that, spoiler alert, of course, Katerina Rostova made, which is, no. But apart from that, I really think that Raymond Reddington should be his own character, not someone just that Katerina made to be. I don't know, I think it's very weird, but at the end of the day, we're still not quite sure who he is. After 8 seasons, we really do not know anything. He was a Russian asset, he's an American, what is he? We don't know. But despite my love for him, I'm also getting annoyed at his story because every season we get some plot twist, some revelation about him, but this plot twist never leads anywhere. At the end of the day, we still don't know anything about him. I think that in the latest episode, the final of season 8, we're going to learn much, but are we going to learn much? I hope we do. But the problem with the past 8 seasons is that we got, as I said, plot twist after plot twist. At some point, we need some answers, and Raymond never gives them to us. Yes, there's so many mysterious characters that we don't need much explanation for them. But when you put his relationship with Elizabeth and Dembe and others and Katerina, then we need to know something about him. We need to learn something about him, because what is the point? If you wanted to keep him this mysterious figure, then stop giving us so many hints at so many things. So let's talk about the side characters. I think the Blacklist has an amazing cast. We have Cooper, Park, wrestler Aram, and there was a character named Samar who was brilliant. But unfortunately, these characters never get much story arc or character development. Let's take Aram for an example. He was quirky and weird and very smart at the beginning, and he is still quirky and smart and weird, and he never got any character development for 8 seasons. You had 8 years to build this character, but apparently he's not worth it, even though Aram is a sweetheart. Then you have Agent Wrestler, who again I wasn't a big fan of, but he has so much potential to be great, and now in the last season he's just there to be Liz's wannabe boyfriend, which is a very dumb storyline. There was never any attraction between Liz and Wrestler, but apparently now there is. You have the new character of Agent Park, who I really cannot say much about because she's just there. I don't think that there is much to say about her. Then you have the boss of the task force named Cooper. He is great. I think he's really an amazing character, and whenever he enters the scene, he is the highlight. He always steals the scene, and him and Reddington, whenever they have a conversation, It's super interesting. And obviously you have the right hand man of Reddington called Dembe. Dembe also, for 8 seasons, he didn't get much of a character development or story arc. He's just there to be with Reddington and nothing more. Whatever Dembe says, Reddington doesn't really care. He's just there to save Reddington whenever Reddington is in trouble. As I said, the Blacklist has a great cast. They all have great chemistry together. But despite always saying, oh, we are best friends, oh, we are a family, there is not much there. The story is super concentrated on Elizabeth and Reddington, which, I mean, Reddington, great, but for 8 seasons, you could have given some more screen time to them and their stories, because I think they're super interesting, but I do think that the side characters are wasted. So let's talk about the future of the Blacklist and all the theories and my personal thoughts on the future. So I do think it's very unfortunate that Elizabeth Keane is leaving. I don't think they're going to recast her because she's kind of iconic, you know, despite all her flaws. I think that she's still iconic and they shouldn't recast her. There's a theory that maybe she will undergo some sort of a transformation, that she's not going to look like herself anymore, so thus they can get another actress. But I don't know, I think this would be kind of disrespectful, but then again, this is kind of in style of the Blacklist, so I think it's possible. Also, I really want to know why the actress is leaving the Blacklist. Is it because of the hate? What is it? I don't know. And was this planned? Because we have 8 years of the Blacklist wrapped up in just 2 episodes. I mean, why? There must be an explanation for this very, very rushed ending. So let's talk about who is Raymond Reddington, and I want to talk about the most ridiculous theory that I have ever heard. And I've heard this theory for so many years, despite not being, you know, not following the Blacklist fandom, but whenever I read something, I always see this theory that Katerina is actually Reddington, that Reddington is actually Katerina, and this is ridiculous to me. And if they do that, I don't know. I think I'm going to laugh and cry and just I really don't know what I'm going to do if they do that. This is super ridiculous. In episode 21 they were really hinting at that. I felt that, but I think this is ridiculous. Just for 8 seasons and you're telling me that Katerina is now Reddington? No. Also, I hate the idea that Reddington is someone that Katerina just made form, that she is his handler. I think this is as well ridiculous, because Raymond Reddington is such a unique, cool character. He's his own man, you know, he's his own person. I cannot see anyone controlling him. Who I think that Reddington is, I think that he's still Liz's father, because we didn't really see the real Reddington die. I think this is the most logical explanation. Otherwise, it would be stupid. I don't know what more to say. I think the Blacklist has a lot of potential, and some of the potential was used wisely, but there's so many things that I'm just, wow, you really did that, you know. Again, it is very unfortunate that the actress is leaving the Blacklist, because she had some great moments. The actress is great in the role, and you know, it's not her fault that the writers are kind of losing it. And I also want to know, is the revelation, the reveal who Reddington is, has it always been planned, or are they just writing it as they're going? This would be so stupid. Please, this is Riverdale shit. Okay, anyways guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know down below, are you a fan of the Blacklist? Are you a fan of the theory that Katerina is actually Reddington? If you're a fan, why? Actually, do tell me why. Why are you a fan of the theory? I think it's ridiculous, but maybe you can convince me. I don't think you can, but maybe no, you can't. I'm sorry, it's a ridiculous theory. So anyways guys, let me know down below what did you think of the review, what do you think of the Blacklist, and I'll see you in the next video, and may the force be with you.